Hello Mila, hello Jack, hello everybody else who's watching, and welcome to Storytime with Grandad. Today's book is from Topsy and Tim, and it is Buckets and Spades. Early one morning, Dad called, "Come along tiddlers, we're ready to start." Topsy and Tim ran to the car, carrying their buckets and spades. They were going for a holiday at the seaside. First, they drove to the garage to get the car ready for the journey. The garage man put the petrol in while Dad blew up the tyres. "The windscreen could do with the wash," said Mummy. Topsy and Tim fetched the water in their seaside buckets. "All aboard," shouted Dad. Tim waved to the garage man as they drove away. "Goodbye, everybody," called Topsy. "We're going to the seaside." They buzzed along until the town was far behind. Then they had to slow right down behind a big, smelly lorry. Suddenly Tim shouted, "We've left our buckets behind." "Never mind," said Mummy. "We'll buy new buckets when we get there." Tim began to cry. "I want my old bucket," he sobbed. "We're all getting hungry," said Mummy. "Let's stop and have a picnic." Dad drove down a narrow country lane and pulled up by a farm gate. "Here's a good place for a picnic," he said. Soon it was time to go. "We must pick up all our litter," said Mummy. "What shall we put it in?" asked Tim. Mummy gave them an empty carrier bag for the litter. "We could have put it in our good old seaside buckets," said Tipsy. Dad began to turn the car around. Suddenly the back dropped down with a bump. "We've gone in a ditch," said Dad. Dad looked worried. "We need help," he said. "And here we are, miles from anywhere." "I can hear a car," said Topsy. The sound came nearer and stopped. Then a man looked over the hedge high above them. "It's a friendly giant," shouted Topsy and Tim. The man wasn't a giant. He was sitting up in his tractor in the field behind the hedge. But he was friendly. He fixed a rope from his tractor to their car. Then the tractor tugged the car out of the ditch. They drove on and soon came to the top of a hill. "I can see the sea," shouted Tipsy. "Wish we had our old buckets," said Tim. Soon they reached their holiday village. Dad began to unload the luggage. "Hello," he said. "What have I found?" "Our buckets," shouted Topsy and Tim. They ran straight off to fill them with seaside sand. The end. Goodbye, Mila. Goodbye, Jack. I'll see you soon. Goodbye, everybody. Bye.